Hello, my loves. I would love to talk to you about bloating. So, bloating is so common, and it's so annoying. So, the bloating was probably the thing that led me to be here today, I guess, because there's a whole bunch of other systems that kind of lie below the surface, but it tends to be the bloating that is the most common thing that we can not only feel but see as well. It's so uncomfortable. The thing with digestive issues is that we can still go on living our lives. It just tends to put a cloud over everything. Like we can still go to work, we can still go to social things, but it changes how we feel in our bodies. We might start wearing baggy clothes, and it's annoying. So, bloating is a buildup of gas in the abdomen, and you may or may not see it. You usually will see it. So, for me, no joke, I looked like at least 6 months pregnant after eating every time. And it can be really uncomfortable as well. There's different things that you can learn about your bloat when you start to tune into it. Like, when does it happen? Does it happen in the morning? Is it worse in the evening? How soon after eating? After eating what kinds of food? Does it happen with water? So water doesn't have any calories. Water doesn't have any fiber. So if you're bloating after water, I think more structural things are going on. Maybe there's an issue with motility. A lot of the time the bloating happens because there is an imbalance of the bacteria in your digestive system. So I specialize in SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, which is also now called IMO, intestinal methanogen overgrowth. This is the most common cause of the bloating, and up to 84% of IBS cases are caused by SIBO. So when the wrong kinds of bacteria, or bacteria in the wrong spot, in the case of SIBO, when they get to your food, it kind of like they get first dibs on it, and then when they ferment it, because bacteria, their process of digestion is fermentation. So through the process of fermentation, they release gas. And then if the gas isn't moving through your digestive system at the correct rate, so issues with motility, it can build up. So start to have a little play or pay attention to when you are bloating, and this can tell you perhaps a little bit more about what could potentially be going on. So if you're waking up bloated, even in the morning before you've eaten anything, I often tend to think that could either be a structural issue, or there could be an issue with motility because the gas just isn't moving down, or problems with an overgrowth in the large intestine, and these gases are built up overnight. But if you're waking up with a flat stomach in the morning and then bloating straight after breakfast, like within 1 to 2 hours, I tend to think of an issue most commonly with the small intestine, and often SIBO. If you are bloating within the first 15 minutes, it could be something to do with the stomach. So it could be low stomach acid. So you haven't got enough stomach acid to break down your foods. So the food is kind of sitting there, it's fermenting. And or it could be an issue with the little thing that we call a pyloric valve. So the pyloric valve is this valve between the stomach and the small intestine. So if that's not opening at the rate that it should, another reason for the food to build up in your stomach and cause the fermentation and the gas. Then, if you are getting the bloating about 2 to 3 hours after eating, then this could be something with the large intestine. So you could have what we call dysbiosis, which refers to like an imbalance of the bugs. So if you have not enough of your good bacteria to break down your food properly, and when I say properly, so like our good bacteria give us good things when they digest the food. So they help us synthesize our B vitamins, they help us produce serotonin, whereas the bad bacteria, when they ferment it, they give us not nice things like excess gas, or they can release toxins that cause inflammation. So if your large intestine is out of balance, you tend to feel bloated 2 to 3 hours after eating. If you have not much bloating in the morning and it just kind of steadily rises over the day, so by the evening you're super bloated, I tend to think of large intestine and or issues with motility. So motility is the movement of food and bacteria and parasites yeast through your digestive tract. So if that's not working so well, it's like things are getting stuck on top of stuck on top of stuck, and it's just like, oh. So there's different kinds of bloating, and it's important to start to become in tune what potentially could be causing yours. It could be one of the above, it could be all of the above. So my first step is recommend to do a SIBO test, because it's such a big cause of the bloating, and then you have more information to take the correct steps in treatment. If you need any help ordering a CB test, just let my team know and we can help you out with that. Easy peasy, delivered to your door.